You don't need to become a celebrity to lead a spectacular life. The miracle of God is unfolding in every atom of creation. You only need to celebrate each moment with bhav. Once, one man purchased a pet dog from the pet store, and next morning he took his dog for its first morning walk with him. Now he had a ball for the dog's exercise, and he would throw the ball. The dog would go running faithfully and with dedication, pick the ball and bring it back. So he did this a few times, and there was a lake nearby. So just for fun, he thought, let's see what will the dog do. He tossed the ball into the water. The dog, he thought, would jump in and swim its way. But the dog only jumped onto the water and, walking on the surface, retrieved the ball and ran back. He was astonished. Did my eyes deceive me, or am I seeing the fact? Did this dog actually walk on the water? So he picked the ball and tossed it again. The dog repeated its feat and retrieved the ball for him. He tossed it a third time. Again the dog went and retrieved the ball. He said, my, this is the discovery of the century. A dog that walks on the water? What a miracle I'm witnessing here. So he thought, let me share my wonderful discovery with my neighbor. He rang his neighbor's bell and said, come, let's go for a walk with my dog. Neighbor said, you've got a new pet? Sure, wait a minute. He dressed up and came. Now the two of them were going, and this guy tossed the ball, the dog ran and got it, he tossed it, again the dog ran and got it, and when they reached the lake, he tossed it onto the water. And like before, the dog ran on the water, got the ball and ran back. So from the corner of his eyes, he looked at his neighbor. He will be most startled. But the neighbor's face was completely nonchalant, as if nothing extraordinary had taken place. So he took the ball and tossed it a second time. Again the dog ran on the water and ran back. Again he looked at his neighbor. Now he will exclaim. But the neighbor was completely indifferent. He tossed it a third time and again looked. Do you find anything strange happening here? The neighbor said, yes, your dog cannot swim. The strangest thing is happening, but he is not willing to see it or admit it. All that he admits is that your dog cannot swim. In the same way, the miracle of God is unfolding in every atom of creation, up to the biggest galaxies. But what has happened to our own sense of wonderment? We are just saying, this is ordinary. One geography teacher told the students that enumerate the wonders of the world. I want all of you to come up with the 7 wonders. So somebody volunteered the Great Wall of China, somebody volunteered the Taj Mahal, somebody volunteered the Grand Canyon, and one girl was sitting quietly. The teacher said, why are you so quiet? What are you writing? So he looked into her notebook. She was writing, first wonder we can see, the second wonder we can hear, the third wonder we can taste. He read it out. Suddenly there was complete silence in the classroom. Everybody realized that they had missed out the most wondrous thing. We have the opportunity to become aware of the miracle of God all around. But what deadens us to this is we want the miracles packaged in the way we want. And when it is not in the way we want, we've kind of find difficulty in realizing how astonishing this is. There was one boy, he was about to graduate from school. His father was a billionaire. So he said, "Papa, what gift will you give me for my graduation ceremony?" Papa said, "Beta, I will give you a Bhagavad Gita. It will provide you wisdom for these turbulent college years and your life ahead." "Oh, what an awful papa you are. Is that the way to behave with your child? I'm graduating from school and all you can think of this Bhagavad Gita. I want a Ferrari from you for my graduation." Papa said, "I will think about it." So after graduation, when he came home, "Where is my graduation gift?" His papa said, "Beta, here it is." He handed the Bhagavad Gita, the song of God, to him. That boy was so annoyed. He said, "This older generation, they have no appreciation for the feelings of the youth. My mind was set on that Ferrari and he can afford 1,000 Ferraris. He can't even hand one to me." So he threw the Bhagavad Gita there and stomped out of the house. "I'm severing my relationship with you." Now he went off here, he went off there, etc. And the father was thrown into a pool of gloom. "My child has left me. I loved him so much." He was searching here and there. Where did my child go? After 1 year, that boy thought, "Let me return and see how is my family doing." When he reached back home and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the mother opened the door. He said, "How are you? How is my father?" The mother said, "My child, you have come too late. At 9 in the morning, he departed from the world. He was so much in love with you, he could not bear the separation. And he was in such grief. Finally, he departed." That boy was moved to grief himself. He moved around the house, looking at the old things of his father, until in his room he saw the Bhagavad Gita, and then he remembered, this was the Bhagavad Gita that my father had handed me on the graduation ceremony, which ignited all those emotions in me. He lifted up the Gita. He opened it, and there he saw a receipt from the automobile shop. The receipt said, 1 Ferrari payment done in full. The father had actually purchased the Ferrari and gifted it along with the Bhagavad Gita. But the boy did not realize it did not have the packaging that he had wanted. And that is what turned him off so much. In the same way, we want God to package His graces in exactly the way we want. He has His own way of bestowing His mercy upon us. And that is why we deaden ourselves to the miracle of God which is happening, whether we like it or we don't like it. So, the secret then to awaken your best self is to exalt the ordinary moment to the extraordinary moment. To live each moment to the full. to do every little bit as if it is the service of God. In other words, to develop bhav.